So I wanted to talk a little bit today about being genuine as a company or as a brand or as anything. I mean, we all make mistakes and there's all things we don't want people to see, and I get that. But I want to talk about just in your marketing efforts, as you're marketing yourself or your product or anything that goes on, I want you to really remember that you want to do it in a way that makes people want to stay with your brand for a long time. There are a lot of tricks you can do to get an audience quick, to get all kinds of stuff fast, but that's not going to lead to a long-term sustainable business or opportunity or fan base or anything. And I wanted to give you an example of that. So something happened to me recently that I wanted to share as an example of how not to do things, and it's fascinating to me that this kind of thing actually goes on. And there are people that think this kind of marketing is a good idea. I'm going to go back and forth between me talking to you a little bit and my computer here so you can see my screen because you got to see this to understand how I got to where I got to. So I opened up my email and wanted to do a little checking, and as you usually do with your email to keep up on it and all that kind of stuff. And I got an email from about.me, and about.me is a site you can go to and you can put on an online business card basically, and then you can like other people's stuff and look at other people's things and what they're doing. So I got this kind of an email from About Me saying this person, here's their profile, they kind of like what you're doing, and they just wanted to let you know. It says, hey Al, and the picture of the person, view their profile, they like what you're doing, here you can go check out their profile. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. And the first thing I noticed is, as a photographer, I noticed the quality of the image that the person had put up was super high, and I was like, oh, this person must be somewhere in the industry or something like that. So I was like, I'm often curious how people find me, how they get to me. So I often go and check, hey, what is this person? If a person friends me on Twitter, I'll be like, oh, what do they do? Or something like that, just so I get to know who's out there and who's linked up with me, so that I can give better content, but also know kind of where this stuff's coming from. So my assumption was it was a photographer or somebody in kind of the creative industry that had put this out. So I wanted to see, oh, who is that? Are they in Victoria? Do I know them? And so I clicked on the profile. I went to the profile, and there wasn't really a lot of information there. This is what the profile looked like. And as you can see, there isn't a lot of information there other than just kind of the name, a little ton about the company, the kind of job they do, all the contact information is company oriented, all that kind of stuff. And I thought, oh, that's interesting, but it doesn't really tell me who they are. Are they in Victoria? I still couldn't tell. They told me what company they worked for, but it didn't tell me where they worked or anything. So the next thing I did is I thought I'd take the name, and I'd take the company name, and I'd search it in LinkedIn. So when I did that, I actually got 0 hits at all for all of LinkedIn for that name with that company. And so now I was like, well, why is this person so hard to find if their whole job seems to be reaching out and helping people use this software platform? Why are they so hard to find? And so after I did a little search on LinkedIn, I was like, oh, well, what's the company like? So I searched the company on Google and got to their webpage, which is just a software as a service webpage explaining what they do, explaining all their stuff. And then I went to look at their team. I thought, oh, maybe that person's mentioned, maybe she's mentioned in the team there. So I looked at the team, and there was no mention. There was the team photo at the top, but a couple people are cut off. So I'm like, oh, maybe they're not in the team photo. And so I looked through all the team photos, and I'm like, okay, well, she's not there. Does she not work for this company? What's going on? Oh, maybe they have some people who aren't there, but the positions that were on there looked like it was a lot of people that were with the company. So then I thought, you know what, I can find her otherwise. If she's used this picture here at About Me, she's probably used it other places. So I took a screenshot of the picture, and then I put it into Google image search, and in Google image search I found that it was actually a stock photo by a stock photo company. So this company had bought stock photography of a model leaning against a wall. They'd built an About Me profile with fake information, degrees, and all kinds of stuff about this person. And then they were using that profile to reach out to people on About Me to try and at least drive traffic back or anything like that. Now, I don't know why they think this is a good idea. I don't know why they felt like this was something that had to happen. But I was shocked that they would do such a misleading thing to try and get interest to their company. But here's what it does for me, and this is what, sure, they're going to get, someone's going to do this job in their marketing department, they're going to go, oh, look at how many extra hits we got from this, back to the company, back to her About Me page, back to all this stuff. But what they don't realize is all of those hits are pretty pointless because they came without understanding what they were being drawn into or why they were going there. They weren't there to buy, they were there to be curious. What's going on here? What's happening? And at the end of the day, if that person realizes that that person isn't working there, you're going to have driven all of those customers away because you're not selling with integrity. And I just thought it was a really cheesy move, but I wanted to encourage everyone that I know to do their marketing and do their stuff in a way that builds relationships and pulls people together, not fake people, not malicious little things, not super non-genuine things. I don't think those things last. I think you can see quick numbers off of kind of dirty tactics, and sure, they give you these little quick numbers that you can take to your boss and say, I won this, or this is a big win for us, look, we drove all this traffic. But at the end of the day, if sales aren't coming out of it and you're not building long-term relationships between your customers and your products and your services, you really aren't doing anything well. I would rather have 5 leads that love my company, completely understand what we're doing and buy or my services, than I would 1,000 hits to a web page that's going to be completely useless. Traffic, the amount of traffic you generate, should be always measured against the amount of sales that traffic boost increased. If you see no boost from it, it was a useless marketing campaign. Focus on relationships. Focus on building relationships with your clients. Focus on making sure that there is proper information and just real, genuine marketing coming out of your company. It may see slower growth in the beginning, you may see smaller numbers, but you're going to see a longer lasting relationship, which will lead to more revenue in the long run if you work from a genuine place instead of a place like this. This is silly. I kind of feel like calling the company and asking for her to see if she's there. Calling Greece. It says, please stand by. Oh, your call cannot be completed at this time. Okay, well, I'm going to email this company and just see if I can get hold of this person because I think it's funny. They're in Greece. They have a Skype contact. Anyway, I won't bore you with this, but be genuine. Have fun with your clients. Be a real person with them. Make sure that you represent your brand with the right integrity that you need for longevity, not for quick sales. Don't chase the immediate dollar, chase the long-term revenue stream.